What's going on, everybody? Today, we are going to be building a semi-auto farm. So, this farm right here can work for just about any seeds besides like the seeds you get in the end and stuff. This farm will not only work for all of your basic stuff, but this will also work for nether wart too. Anyways, let's go ahead and push the button and see how satisfying this is. As you see, everything comes down and perfectly goes into here. Now, if you see a bunch of stuff piled up right there, that's normal. That's just the hopper trying to collect it. So let's go ahead and turn it off. We're going to push this button and all the water is gone and this is collecting it. Whenever I said it was semi-auto, you have to go in here and collect the seeds and then replant it. That's the worst part about it, but it gives you really good stuff. As you see, stuff is piling in now. I tried this out a couple different times and it works relatively well. Now, let's get over here and see what we're going to need. For this build, we are going to need approximately 3 stacks of building material. This can be any type of building material that you would like. You'll also need about 2 stacks of dirt, 8 glass, any type of glass, you don't have to use stained or anything. You'll need 1 hopper, whatever type of seeds you're using, 2 chests, 9 buckets of water. 8 of these are mandatory. This one right here is a fill. You can bring 2 fill water buckets or just 1. You will need 8 to be able to fill up your dispenser. So we're going to go ahead and grab our 8 dispensers and our water bucket. You will need 1 repeater. I didn't count the redstone dust, but I think it's more like 32, but we're just going to grab 64 just to be safe. And you will need 1 button. This button right here, I like using stone. It can be black stone. You'll also need something to be able to till up the ground. I'm going to be using a netherite hoe, so grab your hoe of choice. Anyways, since we have the hoe of choice, we're going to go ahead and grab the sword. We need a sword, not necessarily, but we're going to use it in case a creeper or something pops up. So let's go ahead and grab that. Anyways, let's get over here and get this built. Alright, to start out this build, you're going to first need your hopper and your 2 chests. So we're going to go ahead and place our 2 chests down and go into the back of the chest. Now, when placing your hopper, you're going to need to know which way you want your water direction to flow. We are going to have our water direction coming from like this way right here, like this. So because of that, we have to put our hopper on the furthest side out, which is right here. If you want the water direction to come from this way, you'll need the hopper over here. Easy enough. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our building blocks, and from the end of the chest, opposite side of the hopper, we're going to go out 8 blocks and 8. Right here, we're going to go ahead and do all 9 of these. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Next, directly in behind this hopper right here, we're going to place a temporary block and then our dirt. With this dirt, we're going to come over 8 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that's 8 total. That first one counted. So from either side, you're going to come back a total again of 8. So this is 1. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Next, you're going to do the same thing with this corner. We're going to go out 8 total, which should match up with this corner right here. After you get everything, go ahead and make a square with it and fill in the square with all of your dirt. Alright, so once you have your square, that is 8 by 8, you're going to come out 1, that's a temporary block, and you're going to place a block directly on top of that. So it's just a step up. From this block right here, including this one, you're going to come back 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to do the same thing with the square. So we're going to come over the 8 total and then the back 7 total. Connecting everything together and filling in the middle. So after you finish that, it should look something like this. 8 by 8, 8 by 7. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to the front of the build. We're going to grab our glass and make sure we have our building blocks. From the front of the build, right in front of this chest right here, technically on top of it, we're going to place 8 glass all the way down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It should match perfectly with the dirt all the way down. Next, on the hopper side, we're going to go ahead and place a block just like this. We're going to leave this as a stepping stone. You can place a block here if you're in creative, but we're going to act like we're not and remove that. Next, we're going to kind of do the opposite. So how we did a stepping stone that way, we're going to go up 2 and then down 1 right here. Next, what we're going to go ahead and do from this one right here, so this is the one closest to the hopper, we're going to drop it down here. And this right here is making a trench to kind of be able to saturate all of your soil right here. So that's where our water is going to be going in. So we're going to take this down to the very end right here. Then we're going to staircase it up. You can remove that temporary block there, or you can keep it. And then we're going to go all the way down with it and stop it at the very end. There is going to be water trench down, and then it's going to drop down again, saturating this. We're actually going to do this on both sides. So with that being said, we're going to place a block right here. We're going to drop it down, and then we're going to make our trench. So we have our staircase, and then all the way back. We went in 1, up 1. And the reason we're adding these blocks right here is once we have the water coming down, we don't want the water that's going into this to intercept with this. And same thing on this side. So we put this to block that water. This water on the side is only made to saturate your cropland. All right, so we're going to go over here onto the hopper side. Now, this is what I mean by hopper side. We are going to go to this block right here. Right in front of it, we're going to place a temporary block, and then we're going to stack it up 1. You can remove this temporary block, or you can leave it. We're going to go ahead and remove it, and then we're going to go all the way down, basically completing off this trench right here. So let's take this all the way down. Then right here, we're going to staircase it up. You can leave that or remove it again. And then we're going to go all the way down with it, just like so. Now you should have this trench right here, and then 1 higher right there. All right, once we finish that up, let's go ahead and go to the other side and do the same thing. We're going to start right here from this block, and we're going to come up 1. That's a temporary block if you want it. We're going to go all the way down, staircase up, and then all the way down again, just like this. Next, we're going to go into the back of the build, and from the top point right here, we're going to go ahead and loop it around to kind of close in that water right here. Now we have something that can hold water. That's about it. I'm only kidding. All right, while we're up here, we're going to go ahead and grab our dispensers. Starting at the edge of the dirt, we're going to face our dispensers like this. You should see the little face in shock that you're using the dispenser. Terrible joke, I'm sorry. Then we're going to go over a total of 8, and it should stop right here. Next, we're going to go in behind the dispenser. We're going to place some blocks directly in behind the dispenser and directly on top of the dispenser. From the hopper side, this is the hopper side again, we are going to build our redstone. The redstone is very easy. So, hopper side, you're basically going to come over here and make it to where your redstone can come all the way down if need be. So we're going to go ahead and grab our redstone dust. We're going to grab our repeater, and we're going to grab our button. So going to the edge of where your dispenser is, this right here should stop right in behind the dispenser. We're going to run the redstone. Straight line all the way to the edge. We're going to go to the higher part of the trench, which is the very outside one. And we're going to take our redstone dust all the way down into that little area right here, just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and place our button. So here was our footstep that we made. We're going to place our button right here. Now, if you notice, when you press this, it doesn't go all the way down. Well, we need to go ahead and add a repeater. Repeater will continue that redstone signal all the way down to that last block right there. So we are going to come over here. We're going to follow this redstone. We're going to go up one. And then you should be okay going, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 off that jump. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then on the fourth one. And you don't have to add any delay or any ticks or anything like that. Just leave it as is. And it should take the redstone signal all the way down. We're going to go ahead and test that real quick. I'm just going to throw a bucket of water in there and press the button. We see a little bit of water, then we're good. Okay, we see the water. Perfect. And the reason I went to the outside one also is I didn't want it to come over here and somehow get on my redstone and mess it all up. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our water out. We don't need to put that in there yet. And in these trenches, we're going to go ahead and place one water bucket at the top. Then we're going to place one water bucket. Here's the drop. So basically in the little V of the drop right there. You do need that one. The reason why I say that is we're putting a block directly, wow, I can't do that, across, cutting off water flow. See what I'm saying? Anyways, we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to add water right here, and then we're going to add water in that little V right here. So if you've done it right, the water should come down and everything should look proper. So let's go ahead and go to the top. So right beside the dispenser, we're going to go ahead and add a block right here. And we're going to cover up the water, but not stopping the water flow like this. We don't want to stop the water flow. So let's go ahead and cover up the water. And then just like before, we want to go ahead and make that step down. So I'm going to put one block on the dirt. Right here is the V, and we're going to go right across. Then we're going to take that all the way down right here. All right, now that we have this water over here covered up, let's go ahead and do the same on the other side. So right beside the dispenser right here, place a block and then bring it all the way down. From the step, we're going to place it on the dirt and go over here and do the same thing all the way down. All right, so the block that is covering the water, you want to go ahead and take that up 2 blocks total. So that's one right here, and that makes 2. So 2 blocks total. And go all the way down with that. Once we get to the step up, we're going to create another step, just like that. And the reason we're doing this is when these dispensers push out your crops, you don't want them to pop over the edge or on top of this. So that's why we do that. So we're going to follow this all the way around, and we're going to do the same thing. We can go ahead and place one right here. Oop, and then 2 high all the way down. Now this one right here, you don't have to go too high because it's going to push it right here, and then we're going to have water pushing it this way. So you're fine right here. Now we're going to go ahead and place water. So here's the hopper. We're going to place water on the opposite end of the hopper. So down here. And it should push water directly over top of this hopper right here. Next, we're going to come up here to the dispensers, and we're going to add 1 bucket of water in each dispenser. This is the boring part. Actually, I think tilling up the ground is the boring part. All right, once you have all of your water in your dispensers, you're going to grab your hoe of choice, and you're going to go ahead and till up the ground. This part is very boring. All right, after you finish up tilling, you're going to go ahead and grab some seeds. We did wheat seeds on the other one. Let's go ahead and grab a different one. Let's say carrots. And we're going to go ahead and plant them. All right, guys. So once you get it planted, it should look something like this. Well, not exactly. You may use wheat, and wheat doesn't look like this planted. Either way, here comes the fun part. We are about to watch grass grow. Just like that, I think everything is finished and growing up. I'm just kidding. That really wasn't me waiting that entire time. I messed with the random tick speed to speed this up for y'all. Anyways, once you're done, we're gonna come over here and press the trusty button. When we press this button, the water is going to stay on until you press it again. When you press it again, the water will turn off. So we're gonna press it, and here comes everything. Just like that. And if y'all ever notice that y'all have crops coming over this glass, y'all can always add 8 more pieces of glass and you'll be completely fine. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn it off, just like that. Now let's check to see if everything's going in, and it looks like it's working perfectly. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you're new, consider subscribing. Until next time, I will see y'all later. Well, that wasn't fun. I thought this would have been deeper.